Imagine an NFL where Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, and Lamar Jackson weren't the starting quarterbacks for their team. It was freaking Chad Henne, Geno Smith, and Robert Griffin III. Imagine an NFL where all the backup quarterbacks were actually the starters. And today, thanks to Madden scientific research, we no longer have to imagine. Today, we can experience it. Today, back with some Madden science, as today we see what would happen in the NFL if every single current backup quarterback in the league was actually the starter. How much will it affect the teams like the Chiefs, the Ravens, the Seahawks, who have perennial superstars, MVP candidates at those positions? If they were no longer the starter and their backup took their position, how much would that affect those teams and affect the NFL as a whole? Will some teams out there that are kind of stinky but have decent backup quarterback options end up reigning supreme and winning the Super Bowl? Today we find out, once again, thanks to Mr. Bubbles and Madden Science.
Eat corn and get RBT to 1 million subscribers by Christmas. Eat your corn. Love your corn. But you need to get RBT to 1 million subscribers by Christmas.
So hopefully you guys do enjoy today's Madden Scientific video, and if you do, make sure to smash a huge thumbs up. Also guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new, because if and only if we do hit 1 million subscribers by the end of the year, I'm going to be doing a huge giveaway to my subscribers and subscribers only. 3 next-gen consoles being given away to my subscribers. That's a value of like $2,000, but that's if and only if we do hit 1 million subscribers by the end of the year. So make sure to take that millisecond to click that subscription button if you haven't. 2 more quick little things. Number 1, don't forget I am going to be on the Pat McAfee show tomorrow around 1:15 Eastern time. So make sure to tune in and support your boy. Also guys, make sure to watch the video from last night. I will link it in the description box below. The views were absolutely stinky, so if you could go watch the video if you didn't, because you didn't get the notification because it was uploaded really late, I would really appreciate it. So you could help boost my self-esteem just a little bit, because it's very low right now. But first thing we have to do, obviously, is go over each and every team and show you guys who is now the starting quarterback for each and every team. I think this experiment is about to be freaking funky. So let's start off with the Chicago Bears, and right off the bat, they are in a pretty good spot. I mean, as bad as Mitch Trubisky is, he's not a bad backup to have, as Nick Foles has taken over the last few weeks, or 5-1 on the year. But today, Mitchell Trubisky gets his position back, 70 overall, not a bad QB, as you'll see in today's video. Next, we have the Cincinnati Bengals. They have Ryan Finley. I don't necessarily know what to expect from Ryan, but he's just definitely not going to be too solid at 55 overall. Bills, Matt Barkley, 64 rated. I mean, he's definitely not the worst quarterback that's going to be starting in today's video. Now, the Broncos, like, they have so many different options. Blake Bortles actually isn't on the team anymore. It's going to be Jeff Driscoll as the starter, because Brett Rypien, he was the starter when Drew Lock was out. Jeff Driscoll started a few games, but he came in, actually won a game against the Jets. So Driscoll's going to get the start today at 61 rated. The Browns and Case Keenum, there was actually some fans calling out for Case Keenum to start instead of Baker, because Baker's been having some struggles this season. So, I mean, 67 rated once again is one of the better quarterbacks you will see today. Buccaneers backup quarterback Blaine Gabbert. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's just freaking Blaine goddamn Gabbert. The Cardinals, they have Brett Hundley. I mean, like, obviously he's not Kyler Murray, but at the same time, he does have some of those physical attributes, the same ones that Kyler does have. So you shouldn't see that much of a drop-off in play, I do think, from the Cardinals. The Chargers, they have Tyrod Taylor. Obviously, one of the better backup quarterbacks in the entire league, was the starter going into the season. And then poor guy had the freaking team doctor puncture his goddamn lungs. The Chiefs, Chad Henne. Imagine going from Patrick Mahomes to Chad Henne. He's a 59 rated. I expect the Chiefs to have an absolute stinker. Although they do have a lot of offense, good offensive players that is, so they still can find a way to make the playoffs. The Colts, once again, one of the better backups in the league, and Jacoby Brissett. A lot of people calling for him to become the starter once again instead of Phillip Rivers. Now the Cowboys, Andy Dalton, who's now the starter but still technically the backup because of injury. He's going to be the starter at a 72 rated. Once again, he's like probably top 5 highest rated quarterbacks that are actually backups in real life but are going to start in today's experiment. Now the Dolphins, once again, this is a weird one because literally Ryan Fitzpatrick is no longer the starter. This is such a weird situation to me, because the Dolphins are still in the thick of things in the AFC East. They're literally like 1 game behind the Bills now. And Ryan Fitzpatrick, I mean, he's had some questionable decisions, but for the most part, he's playing well. And all of a sudden, Tua gets named the starter. So literally just today, as I'm recording this, no longer is Ryan Fitzpatrick the starter. I'm expecting Tua must have been like balling out in practice or something for them to randomly decide to make him the starter. It's an odd situation there, but he's going to be, I think, the 2nd highest rated starter in today's video. Now, the Philadelphia Eagles, this is going to be a fun one. Jalen Hurts, like, he's been playing a little bit in real life, coming in different packages. I expect him to be one of the better performing quarterbacks. I would not be surprised if Jalen Hurts is in the top 5 of the MVP awards at the end of the season. Now, Falcons, Matt Schaub, he's like 103 years old. He just doesn't look happy. 49ers, once again, some quarterbacks that have had playing time. Nick Mullins ended up getting benched for CJ Beathard, but at the same time, he's still the backup, 67 rated, not too shabby. Giants, Colt McCoy is going to be the starter, 60 rated. I mean, kind of middle of the pack for today's video. The Jags, they have Jake Luton, a rookie. Don't really know what to expect from him, 59 rated. There's definitely worse, but a lot better as well. The Jets, Joe Flacco, who's played some games. I mean, as bad as Joe Flacco is, he's still not a bad backup quarterback to have. And the Lions with Chase Daniel, once again, a quarterback that has a lot of experience, but just really has never been a starter anywhere. But I guess, once again, not a bad backup to have. Now, Packers, Jordan Love, an interesting one here, kind of like Jalen Hurts. I mean, I feel like he's going to be good. He's going to progress throughout the season because he's a rookie, so he might actually end up there with the talent they have on offense as a top 10 MVP. Now, the Panthers, Will Greer, he's got a little bit of playing time, but hasn't been too great, but 63 once again, kind of middle of the pack. Jared Stidham is the starter here, so it's kind of hard because Brian Hoyer started the game, Cam couldn't play, but at the same time, Jared Stidham's still kind of listed as a backup, so we're going to have him start today. Raiders, Marcus Mariota. I'm excited to see how he does. You guys know I'm a Titans fan. I have a Marcus Mariota jersey that everybody memes because I wear all the time, but he's going to start. I hope he has a good season. I don't dislike Marcus Mariota for any reason. Rams, John Wolford. I mean, it's a guy named John Wolford, so, like, I don't expect much. Ravens, once again, RG3. Excited to see how he does play in this offense. He has a ton of talent, a ton of athleticism, so it's going to be fun to see how he does with these playmakers. The football team, Alex Smith is an interesting one because Kyle Allen is now the starter in real life. Dwayne Haskins got demoted to third string, so I guess Alex Smith is technically the backup now, so he's going to start for us today. The Saints, this is the highest rated backup quarterback that is now the starter in today's video. Jameis Winston, 75 overall, threw like 5,000 yards last year, about 400 interceptions. Going to be interesting to see if he does actually have a good season with the Saints. The Saints are going to be my Super Bowl pick, and I think Jameis Winston will pretty easily win the MVP this season. That's my prediction. The Seahawks with Geno Smith, I mean, he's 56 rated, but he still has playmakers, so they can have an okay season. The Steelers with Mason Rudolph has some experience, so definitely has an edge on some of the players today that are starting. A.J. McCarron, once again, does have experience in the league, so he's not the worst backup in the world. Back with my Titans, Logan Woodside. We're probably, I highly doubt that we win more than 6 games. He's one of the lower rated quarterbacks that are starting in today's video because they're backups in real life. The Vikings with Sean Mannion. I just don't expect them once again to have a very good season because it's freaking Sean Mannion, 54 overall. But with that said, my dudes, it's time for you to leave your predictions in the comment section below for how you think these teams are going to do in this simulation if the NFL had all backup quarterbacks as the starter. My prediction, once again, Saints best record in the league. They win the Super Bowl. Jameis Winston wins the MVP. RG3 is a dark horse. We have Jalen Hurts and the Eagles a dark horse. A lot of dark horses today. A lot of the young guys. Jordan Love too could be up there. But I think I'm going to stand bold in my prediction with Jameis Winston MVP and the Saints win the Super Bowl. Really quick, don't cheat. Leave your predictions in the comment section below. Once again, I think my Titans might not win. 4-12. Like, that's going to be our record. 4-12 this season. Like, 47 rated just is not good for poor Logan Woodside. That's one thing I am worried about as a Titans fan. If Ryan Tannehill did get injured, we're pretty much screwed at the quarterback position. Yep, we did make the playoffs, and that doesn't shock me whatsoever. We come in. Actually, we went 7-9. It's the Jags and Jake Luton that go 4-12, so understandable. The Colts and Jacoby Brissett, like I said, doesn't surprise me that they went 10-6. Now, moment of truth, best record in the league goes to, okay, the Packers. They did a lot better than what I expected. I expected them to have a good season, make the playoffs, but not have the best record in the league at 14-12. Case Keenum, Andy Dalton, who was this, John Wolford? How'd they go in 11-5? Marcus Mariota had a great season. You know, Jameis Winston, the Saints kind of let me down a little bit, but they had a good season, made the playoffs at least. Ravens with RG3, experience backup. They make the playoffs. Experience backup in the LA Chargers and Tyrod Taylor. Jalen Hurts with a good season. Steelers and Mason Rudolph, another experienced backup quarterback that started some games with a good season. Nick Mullins, another experienced backup with a good season. Jets, Joe Flacco, backup quarterback with a good season. So like I said, it's not a lot of talent obviously today, but as you see, a lot of the quarterbacks that have had experience throughout their career, maybe started a few games here and there, pretty much are the ones that led their team to playoff spots, even though the team around them, like the Jets, for example, isn't talented. Just that experience of the quarterback position, because it's the most important position on the football team by far, still reigns supreme, and they can lead their team to potentially a Super Bowl. Worst record in the league goes to poor Matt Schaub, like poor freaking Falcons. Brett Hundley didn't do too well. I'm kind of surprised by this, though. I'm actually really surprised that the Dolphins and Ryan Fitzpatrick didn't necessarily have a good season. But the most important thing to me, the most interesting thing, the statistics. Who ends up winning the MVP this season? That's going to go to AJ McCarron? Dog, how did that happen? Where's Jameis? Logan Woodside. I mean, that's actually not a bad year for a 47 rated quarterback. 4,000 yards, 27 touchdowns, 18 interceptions across the league. Matt Barkley led the NFL. 4,700 yards, 33 touchdowns, 18 interceptions. AJ's up there. Joe Flacco's up there. How did he win it over Matt Barkley? I don't get it. Maybe because he threw 5 less interceptions, although he threw like for 100 less yards. I don't know. It's interesting. Joe Flacco threw for the 3rd most yards in the entire league. Chad Henne in 4th, Jacoby Brissett in 5th. Now, most touchdowns in the league, that's going to go to Chad Henne, threw for 38 touchdowns. Jordan Love had a really, really good rookie season, I must say. Most picks on the year is going to go to Matt Barkley, too. Logan Woodside's up there. Brett Hundley's up there with 17 picks, had a pretty stinky season. Colt McCoy did okay. Jalen Hurts, not an awful season. Marcus Mariota, I mean, that's not great. I expected a lot more out of him, to be completely honest. 21 touchdowns, only 15 interceptions. Anything change here? Zeke still led the league in rushing yards, 1,500. Apparently, Derrick Henry he barely ran for 1,000 yards. That's definitely not realistic. About has that in real life already through freaking 6 weeks. Now, catching the football, what changed here? Jamison Crowder. Bro, what the heck? Jamison Crowder led the league in receiving yards by about 300. That is insane. I guess that's a benefit of having Joseph Flacco as your starting quarterback. Most receiving touchdowns goes to Mark Andrews with 14. Look at that, dude. The 3 top receiving touchdown leaders come from freaking tight ends. Mark Andrews, Eric Ebron, and Trey Burton. That's definitely funky. Now, my dudes, the most important part of today's experiment. Let's see who makes it to Super Bowl 55. I still think the Saints are going to find a way to make it in. My prediction right now, we're going to go Saints from the NFC, winning the NFC, and in the AFC, oh, what team do we have winning the AFC? That's a tough one. Like, do I think Marcus Mariota gets it done? Do I think he gets it done in the AFC, even though he had a pretty stinky statistical season? Okay, I'm going Raiders, and I'm going Saints. In Super Bowl 55, I'm still going to go Saints as my Super Bowl 55 winner. Let me know your predictions really quick in the comment section below before I click the simulation button. Come on, don't make me look stupid. And, oh my God! Let's go! I'm a goddamn genius! What are the freaking odds? Okay. Hold on. Before people, like, scream at me, like, there's always haters, you know? There's always freaking haters. But really quick, I didn't force any wins. Like, just bite me. Anyways, I do want to see how we got to this point. Joe Flacco beat RG3. Mason Rudolph beat Jacoby Brissett. The Raiders just barely beat Los Angeles and Tyrod Taylor 10-7. The Saints beat Nick Mullins by 10. The Eagles had a big win over the Rams 31-13, and freaking Andy Dalton with a big win. So what happened in the divisional round? Mason Rudolph took down Colt McCoy. Ooh, a battle of 2 rookies here, Jordan Love and Jalen Hurts. Jordan Love got the best of the Eagles, 35-28. Another close win for Marcus Mariota, 34-30 over Joe Flacco and the Jets. And a pretty close win here with Jameis Winston and the Saints over Andy Dalton in the Cowboys Conference Championship game. The biggest win of the playoff run for Marcus Mariota and the Raiders, 28-14. And same thing for the Saints and freaking Jameis Winston, 28-7 over Jordan Love. So with that said, my dudes, 2 experienced men in Super Bowl 55. How funky is that? Jameis Winston versus Marcus Mariota in Super Bowl 55. The top two picks in the 2013 or 14 draft, both have turned out to be pretty much bust for what they were expected to be. With that said, this ends it right here. This freaking ends it. Who is the better prospect out of that draft? Marcus Mariota or Jameis Winston? Wow, this has turned into something I never expected. Come on, I kind of want to pull for Marcus Mariota now. Moment of truth is going to be... I mean, at the same time, at least my prediction was correct. Like, once again, dog, like, I'm a goddamn genius.